It is 3:45 on Thursday. I am in the middle of polishing this 23 Dodge Hornet, and I just figured we would jump on spontaneously and do a live. I don't do many of these. I've always said we're going to do more, and then push comes to shove, I forget. We have a little bit of time with this one that I figured I would jump on. I don't have like crazy amounts of time. We're going to try to keep this 20, 25 minutes maximum. But I figured that we would maybe do a little bit of polishing together. I would share with you guys what I'm working on, what I'm seeing, what I'm learning. I was going to do a whole video on this, and maybe we will. I don't know if you guys enjoy lives versus the ones where I come in and do a bunch of editing. But if you guys are watching, hi, David. Um, let me know your name. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what you're working on today. Hi, Erin. How you doing? But yeah, I figured I would answer some questions for you guys. I'm never going to say that I am the most proficient polisher in the world, but here's what I'm working on. Let me turn it around for you. Great to see you too, Aaron. So this is a 23 Dodge Hornet. Okay, we got this really cool flat blue color. And the customer, when he dropped it off this morning, he said that he was noticing all the swirls and scratches on it. And you don't really see it out in the sunlight, okay? But when we have our lights on it, you can see we've got a good bit of swirls and scratches on it. Some of this is residue from sling off. But when we did our paint thickness gauge on this vehicle, it was not the best. Number one, he has a dog, so that says to me we might occasionally get some deep scratches on the side panel from our puppy hugging the paint. Number two, when we did our paint thickness gauge, there were certain panels that we were like 2.8 mils, 3.03 mils, 3.4. I would say we were on average like 3.4 mils of rain. Not rain. Geez, I just read your comment, David, about raining. Yes, it's raining here. 3.4 mils of paint on the vehicle, which is enough for me to do a heavy correction. But when we've got a few panels that are thinner, even below 3 mils of paint, that kind of changes, in my opinion, my course of action. Yes, I know it is raining here as well, Albin. You can actually see it's dumping outside. So thankfully we've got the AC on. Hopefully we're not going to be dealing with puddles underneath there, but who knows? We might get some rain coming in underneath. But because our paint is a little bit thinner, that means that I can't go aggressive with removing all of the defects on this paint. So anyways, trying to get as much correction as I can with one step was getting really good results with our blue foam pad. This is the Detail Co. blue foam pad, clean 18 millimeter polisher, and then 3D1. Okay, and you can see we had some major snow brush marks here. You can actually see them if I come in a little bit closer. Hopefully we're not too pixely for you guys. And I know this isn't the best camera, but you can see we had some really deep scratches from the snow brush. Okay, I blended them as much as I could, but we got at least all the other like finer swirls and scratches out and finished down with clarity. The weird thing was though, the same combination that worked here and here on our side panels was actually leaving some marring. And if we come in here and look, let's get a little bit of light. You see that right there? That's micro marring. I can't really zoom in with this camera. I'm trying to show you. In fact, let's get this light right here. But when we use this light, now you can see all the little ticks around the light. That's our micro marring. So the same exact pad that was working great here is not working so great on our sides. So then we're having to do an additional step with an orange foam pad and optimum hyper polish. And this is kind of where we're landing. All right, we got, I would say 75%, maybe a little bit more swirls and scratches out, but we're finishing with clarity. I'm curious with you guys though, like what would your approach be in a situation like this? This customer actually has an eye for detail. Which isn't normal. Most of my customers, they see shiny, but they don't really see scratches. And this customer distinctly said to me, get as many of the swirls and scratches out. But for me, I'm trying to turn this off and it just won't work. But for me, it's if we have a dog and if we have a color vehicle that these are going to stand out really really easily. Is there a point? Is there a need? Hang on, I want to see all of you guys' comments. How do I do this? Comments. Where are the comments? I want to be able to see you guys. You're popping up for a second. Everyone's saying, a couple of you guys have said Koshemi, top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. There we go. Now we can scroll. What pad and polish were you using RCE? I was using 3D1 and the blue foam pad from Detail Co. 3 mils safety, 100% agreed. Canada, I'm going backwards. All right, we're going to scroll back up. Have you cleaned the pad? Sometimes I have to, oh yes, I'm cleaning the pad, just to let you know. And I am going to polish with you guys in just a second. Maybe I will over here. All right, see my pad washer? This is what we're doing. All right. We're gonna bring it over. I'm gonna move you guys with me. We're just gonna hang out. I'm gonna try to do this without hitting the sleep button like I did just a second ago. I don't do lives, guys, so just roll with me. When I say roll with me, I just mean come with me. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing. All right, and you guys can critique me or learn from me. All right, so orange pad, we just went over everything. I have in my pad washer, McKee's 37, their polishing pad rejuvenator. Spin it dry. All right, this is my SPTA polisher. I don't use it that much because once I got this baby, it's a lot smoother, a little bit more powerful. Okay. See, our pad is clean. No more gunk. Nice and cool. All right. So I was actually thankful that I caught the marring because normally my process is I'll do my test spot, figure out what's working, and then send it on the entire vehicle, wipe off all my residue at the very end. And I didn't think I would need to do a second step, but just for kicks and giggles, I wiped off all the polish residue on the side. That's when I noticed the marring. And so then I was like, crap. So now we've got to make it a 1.5 step. What is a 1.5 step versus a 2 step? Well, let me kind of explain that to you, okay? So when we're doing correction, we go over it, we leave all of our residue on there. If I were to have a pad, a compound, do that first step, that's 1 step. If we remove that residue completely, get another pad, another polish, that's a second step. So that's where we have a 2 step. If we do a 1.5 step, we're polishing it, leaving the residue on. We're coming in with a second pad, maybe same polish to finish it down a little bit more, or we can use a different polish. Go over it to refine it. We're only wiping off the residue once, but we're doing 2 pads. That's why we call it kind of a 1.5 step, okay? So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to get these guys over here. We're just going to have you take a little step back right there. And if any of you have commented, I apologize. All right, let's see. You guys have been commenting. I don't know why it doesn't stay up. I wish it would stay up. All right. Microcut. Have you cleaned the pad? Yes, I cleaned the pad. Think pad color should be standardized so it is not so confusing. 1 color for cutting, a second for fine polishing. Yeah, and I agree with you. And then there's that manufacturer that's like, we're going to do green for heavy correcting, or brown or maroon. Maybe try 50/50 Euro fiber pad with Detail Co. Endgame. I will tell you, Endgame is a quick cutting, heavy cutting compound. On this paint, even a Eurofiber 50/50, that would mar, probably need a second step, if not like another step after that to remove the marring. Detail Co. Endgame, yes, it is a good corrector very quickly, but also my concern, because it is a quick cutting compound hybrid, when we've got panels that are like 3.03, I don't want to do a ton of cutting. I'm doing like 2 passes with this. We could try a Rupes yellow foam, but I wouldn't get as much correction. With the level of defects that's on this paint, I need something a little bit with more bite. The 3D one is kind of a hybrid, so the more you work it, the more it will finish down. So we could technically maybe try the orange foam pad, same product, finish down, but Optimum has been always my go-to when I'm marring to like finish down crystal clear. So we're gonna get this right here. So what I've done, this panel right here, we did our 3D one, we did our orange foam pad. This panel, I still need to do my orange foam pad. We have that marring on it, and I had polished to here with 3D one. So we need to do our orange pad, Optimum Hyper Polish to here. From here over, I need to do this. We're gonna leave that residue on there, and then we're going to come behind and do our 1.5 step. And then we'll see if we're getting the results. So turn on some music. We're gonna polish together. Let's see if you guys commented anything more while I was gone. Have you tried the DeWalt polisher? If so, how would you compare it? I have not tried the DeWalt polisher. I don't have limitless funds. DeWalt, you want to send it to me? I'll test it for you. I believe that I bought this polisher. I did. And they had sent me batteries for another product that we were using. So I didn't need to buy the batteries. So it was like $220 for the polisher, which isn't bad if you already have the batteries. In fact, the SPTA batteries work for this as well. Little tip. All right, so let's polish. We've got these little push gas gauge things. I don't really know what it does. We just have to be careful around it. These areas, we've got some funky stuff going on, some deeper scratches. But this isn't like a piano trim. It's like a gray gloss. So we don't have to worry too much about that. We do have some piano trim here. We can cut this, but we're still going to want to use our orange foam pad and Optimum Hyper Polish to remove the marring because they're super sensitive. You look at them wrong. They're like, I can say this, but they're like women. They get a little sensitive. You look at them wrong, right? Okay. Yes, I do big sections. We spread it. Now we're going to go a little slower, but not like crazy. Overlap by 50%. What, babe? Right there. There's a blue one. They're in my car then. It'll work. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna look through it. We still got some deeper spreads. Okay. So you saw we had some deeper reds, and I was kind of doing like a scrubbing motion to kind of just smooth down the highs and the lows from that scratch. I'm not going crazy, but it at least makes them a little bit less noticeable. So we've left that polish residue on. All right, we're not like hot. We are a little bit warm right here, but we got our orange foam pad, Optimum Hyper Polish. Okay, let's see how we did. And hopefully we do not lose power because it is dumping outside. I mean, thankfully, if we lose power, I'm using battery-powered polishers, but I kind of got to see. So here's to hoping. I'll show you guys in just a second if that worked or not. I know some of you guys, when I was working on the Dodge Challenger that was black, recommended F601. I don't know why, for some reason, I don't consider Koshemi products as much. They dust a little bit on me, which I'm not a huge fan of dusting products. Both of these don't really dust. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. Headlamps and cordless polisher. We can hear you fine. Let's see. I'm just going back up to see you guys' comments. Ammo exfoliate with waffle or wool, then waffle. I mean, on this type of paint, it would correct very quickly. It's hard to say because it's weird because, you know, we've got soft, medium, hard paint. The damage on this didn't look like it was soft paint. Like you can sometimes really tell when a paint is soft because there's just like it's buggered, it's hammered all over. And when paint is harder, normally it's like the deeper stuff. The customer said he doesn't go through the automatic car wash, but he does wash it by hand. So what I was seeing was a lot of snow brush marks and just maybe not using good soaps with lubrication. I am going to make some recommendations. He said he struggles with hard water and water spots. So if you're washing a vehicle in sunlight, you get mineral deposits on, or you have hard water, you can pick up some damage just from your water and minerals and not using good soaps with lubricants and drying aids and things like that. So let me show you guys where we landed. All right, I'm gonna turn you around. How do I? Here we go. Okay. So, light. Oh, where is my flashlight? Where'd you go? Do you guys see it? Where's the frick? It was right. There we go. Okay. ADHD. All right. Now we've removed the marker marring. Okay. Yes, there are deep scratches. My goal when I'm doing this is not to remove every single one of them. All right. Again, remind you, they have a dog. Paint was 3.08 mils, 2.86 mils. This is our before. Okay. This is our after. I am happy with that because paint perfection to me, and you guys, we can debate it all we want. For daily drivers, in my personal opinion, paint perfection isn't a thing, shouldn't be a thing. It's not going to stay that way. The moment they wash it, the moment their dog comes near it, piano trim, you look at it, it's going to pick up scratches. So by me perfecting paint, chasing all the swirls and scratches, I am removing clear coat. I can't put that back on. And this is a 23, moderately new vehicle. I don't want to set them up for success that they can't ever do this again. Okay. But in every 3 years or so, that's where I would say, let's do a good enhancement. You know, we're not working on Pebble Beach. We're not working on car shows that, you know, we're getting graded and competitions and things like that. If you have this color vehicle, you might have to compromise your standards a little because you are going to notice defects a lot more visibly on flat colors versus your metallics and other vehicles. So if all those little scratches are going to really bother you, you've got a few options, okay? Number one, no eyes. Just kidding, that's not an option. You want to pay for PPF, that is the best scratch prevention out there. I have issues with PPF though because you know, 10 years down the road, you remove it and maybe it takes paint off the vehicle or it yellows or it cracks. I don't know. You want to spend thousands of dollars for something. And I mean, realistically, you might not even keep the vehicle for the life of the PPF, but you want to go that route, spend thousands of dollars to protect the paint. That is one way. You could do a ceramic coating. And I'm not going to say every vehicle needs a ceramic coating, but when we have protection on the vehicle, ceramic coating, ceramic sealants, waxes, their goal, one, UV protection, 2, chemical resistance, 3, it's going to make maintenance easier. Okay, when we have a hydrophobic surface, it takes less effort, less aggression to remove dirt, which in turn is going to help preserve your clear coat. I say it all the time, drive through the forest, have twigs brushed up against your vehicle, you're still going to get scratched with a coating. It's not going to do that. What it's supposed to do, help keep your vehicle cleaner longer, make maintenance easier. So dirt's not going to stick to it as easily. And when you do go to wash it, you're not having to use aggressive soaps. You're not having to use aggressive scrub pads, brushes, things like that. You can do a foaming pre-soak. That'll get 95% of the dirt off. Then you can come in, use your lubricating soaps, wash mitts, do a contact wash, quick, easy, gentle, and you're going to help preserve the clear coat by having protection on there. Ceramic coatings obviously are going to give you the most durable, second to PPF, but they're not for everyone. You park a vehicle outside like this guy, it might not pay off. And in fact, he was considering a ceramic coating. And he's like, what do you use for a ceramic coating? I said, honestly, I have a ton of options here. He goes, well, I don't know if I want one. He said, normally I apply a product to my vehicle and it has performed really well for me. I said, what's the product? He goes, it's McGuire's hybrid paint coating. I'm like, dude, that's like a banger product. Discontinued, unfortunately. Marcus Kleiss, you guys need to bring it back. Seriously, it's so underrated. But the fact that he puts that on his vehicle, easy peasy. He does it himself. I am going to put that on here for him because I've removed it by polishing. But that's all really, if you keep up with maintenance and you can apply something to your vehicle every 9 to 12 months, a ceramic spray coating could be all you really need. Okay, I'm just being honest with you guys. It's the people that don't have the energy to do it themselves. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so we've got a couple options. I think we got a good plan for this paint. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out. How do you recommend polishing PPF from Jim Walker? Well, PPF can be a little sensitive. I don't do anything super aggressive. Sometimes orange foam pad, yellow or like yellow at max, but orange or white foam pad and like an optimum hyper polish, not all polishes are going to work well with it, but definitely a low speed. And I'm not being super aggressive. PPF is not something that you want a lot of heat or you want an aggressive measure. So I have polished it successfully in the past. Polished, we're not compounding. Some could, disagree, but for me, when someone's paid thousands of dollars to have something put on their vehicle, I don't want to screw it up and then have to be liable to fix it. So I would rather take a more conservative approach versus chasing it. Ideally, PPF is not going to get a ton of damage. That's the whole purpose of it. So it shouldn't need or require an aggressive measure. If it does, it's not really good PPF. That's just my opinion. But do you guys have any other questions for me? I think we're just going to kind of keep chugging along on this, but I at least wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what we're working on today, how we're going about addressing it. I think we're going to get really great results. We're going to finish polishing this section here with our 3D1, do our optimum hyper polish on the rest of the vehicle, get that whole stretch of the vehicle polished, and then we're going to do a panel prep wipe and then apply our hybrid paint coating. Since it is raining buckets outside, we're going to keep it in the garage overnight. It does have a 6-hour cure time, but that's customer requested that specific product. Super easy to work with, so should be a good day for me. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little polishing expo, sharing with you guys what we're working on. And thank you guys for those of you who tuned in and had questions. Let's see, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any other ones. Just join the channel members club. Woohoo, Francisco. I love the extra top barrier on your pad washer. I need one of those. Bonnie Nichols. That is from Jeff from Improved Garage. You can email him. I think it's jeff@improvedgarage.com. And he 3D prints them. I think they're like $15. Very affordable, but I love mine. And it really does help prevent sling. I can't tell you how many times I was getting sling on customers' vehicles, or I would have to do it like half of the garage distance away because of the sling. So anyways, thanks to those of you who chimed in with questions, who were hanging out with me. But yeah, we're gonna call this live a wrap. I hear my kid is home. I'm gonna go say hi to her. And what do you guys want to see next? Let me know. I have a ton of content. I still have this is what's I have content from 2025. I've pieced a lot from 26, trying to get more current content out to you guys, but I still have a lot of old content. I was actually editing one with my son from, I think it was the beginning of 25, maybe the end of 24. He was like this big on me, and he's now like 6 foot tall. He's gigantic. It's been that long, but regardless of how long it's been, we still got some good content for you guys. We got a lot of fresh stuff coming out. I'm actually full for the entire month of September. Hasn't even started. God is good. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 details a week. I actually have 3 to 4. That's really busy for me, but last winter was super slow. So at this point, I am pounding it out, trying to get as many customers as I can now. So for those of you who are local to Lancaster, I might be full for September, but please book for October, November. Winter is coming. So we need to get our vehicles clean and protected. Even something like this would be fantastic for most daily drivers. So if you guys are interested in something like this, where we remove swirls and scratches from your vehicles, we apply durable protection to get you through winter, this is a great combo, what we're doing here. So reach out. But thank you guys for those of you watching, and we'll see you